JJ Perez with Inside Runner Sports. This is the Inside Runner Sports UTSA football post-game wrap-up following UTSA's 25-21 win over Texas State Saturday in the Alamodome. Jerry, the Roadrunners needed a big win, and they got it. It wasn't pretty at times, but like Coach Wilson just said in post-game, they did just enough to pull out the win tonight.
They did. It was. It looked like they were going to really have the upper hand all night. Early, they got up, by those 2 scores, and the Bobcats kept hanging in there. That freshman quarterback for Texas State played a really good ball game, and they were right there at the end. But Kevin Strong came up with just a huge play at the end on that safety. It really pushed back on that play, and then just a tremendous effort by Kevin there at the end.
Let's talk about the start of the game. UTSA comes out with a Josiah Tauefa strip sack. Zoe Dancer picks it up, scoops and scores. Just really the whole momentum in UTSA's favor. They go up 2 scores. They look like they're on their way to a 3rd score. And then wide receiver Kirk Johnson fumbles. Tyler Vitt, a San Antonio native from MacArthur here, comes in, leads the team down the field in his first drive of the game, and just really changes the whole makeup of what this game turned into, didn't it?
I was thinking when the Roadrunners got the scoop in score, I thought back to last year, the same thing happened in the first quarter last year in San Marcos when I guess Marcus stripped the quarterback last year, and Josiah ran it in and made it 10-0 early up there, and UTSA went on to win big. I was thinking they had a chance to be another blowout like that, but Texas State just they toughed it out. They played really well. I thought in the middle quarters it was very, very hard fought battle both sides of the ball.
Second and third quarters were, I guess you could say, dominated by Texas State's defensive line. It looked like they were stacking 7-8 guys in the box, kind of just daring UTSA to throw over the top, and we didn't see much offensive production in those 2 middle quarters, and I guess that's something we're going to have to watch moving forward to see if that's going to be a recipe for, now the conference play starts next week, for other teams to kind of key in on this Roadrunner offense.
Well, they're going to have to figure that out, because I think a lot of teams are going to crowd that box on the Roadrunners in conference. There's no question about that. They're going to have to figure out how to attack that a little better going forward.
End of the game, Jerry. UTSA comes up with the big play. I mean, just a terrific punt by Giannis Roustas to pin Texas State deep. The defense you talked about, Kevin Strong and the sack play, and then all night long, Jared Sackett just consistent as could be on the field goal. So while the offense struggled, you have those other 2 phases that kind of lift up the offense. And Frank called it a team win, and I mean it wasn't pretty that they didn't fill up the stat sheet, but I mean they got it done in 2 phases today.
Jared Sackett was huge. I thought back also to last year, the last time UTSA won a ball game. As a matter of fact, Jared made 3 field goals when they beat Marshall last November the 18th. They won 9-7. Jared hit 3. I can't remember how long they were, but he did it again tonight. And just how valuable is that guy? I mean, he is just money as a sophomore, and has a lot of upside.
Are you surprised we didn't see any of DJ in this game? DJ Gillen's backup quarterback?
Not really. I thought it sounded like early on in the week when we asked the coach about it, it sounded to me like he was he was going to let Cordell go the distance. There was a chance that the DJ would play, but I think that was only going to happen if they had built a big lead going into the game late. I think maybe DJ gets in at that point, but I think Frank wanted to make sure he had this one salted away before he tried anything like that.
Another positive aspect that I took away from this game tonight, Jerry, was Jalen Rhodes looked spry. He looked 100% healthy, I think, for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, he's coming back. I think he's getting to be in he looked to be in much better shape the last few weeks than he was earlier this year, and that's a major bonus, obviously, because Jalen's a dual threat. He can carry it up the middle, he can take it wide, and he can also catch it out of the backfield. So it's very very important to have him healthy coming down the stretch. Going into the conference play here.
Game 3 of the Interstate 35 rivalry with Texas State was I think a lot more competitive than people thought it was going to be. I think you saw kind of the relief on the players' faces that they were happy to get the win and kind of just move forward in this season with some positivity.
Yeah, I mean, I asked a couple of the guys if they felt any pressure coming in here tonight, and of course they said no, but I wonder how much that did weigh on them, because it had been like I say 306 days or something like that since they had won a game, and as a player, I guess you're probably not you're probably not at home doing that math like I was this morning. But it had been a long time, and there was a big crowd here. They didn't want to lose this game tonight. Of course, they found the strength to do it here, and they gutted it out there at the end.
UTSA is 1-3 on the season, Jerry. They wrap up non-conference play, just a gauntlet of non-conference opponents. Those first 3 games, they head into conference play next week here at the Alamo Dome. UTEP comes to town. An opportunity for the Roadrunners to gain some momentum.
Yeah, I think they can. I think they can really build on this. There are a lot of things that they're going to have to correct tomorrow night. I think the truth session tomorrow might be somewhat lengthy. Coach Wilson will have some things to point out on film as they move forward into this next week. But there's to get a victory like this is so helpful, like particularly to these young guys. Just very important to know you can win at this level. Cordell Grundy gets his first win as a starting quarterback tonight. That's a major boost, for him and for everybody. So I mean, it's like now you can do it. So let's start conference, and I think they're going to be in a much better frame of mind next week.
That'll wrap it up here from the Alamo Dome. UTSA gets their first win of the 2018 season. Keep it on Inside Runner Sports for the latest. Thanks a lot.